I'm too close to the screen.
So, this is Big D and Shade from Takoyaki Game Anime.
Yo! There's always something. It never fails. Always something.
Oh my god. Oh no. Technical difficult. There we go. There we go. So, this is Big D and Shade from Takoyaki Anime.
Yo!
And we are back with Monthly Ketchup, number 36.
Ignore the fact of
Today
any
we'll
other
be
numbers that might have been supposed to be there, but you don't know that they're not there, that they are there. Just ignore that fact.
Yeah, just ignore 35
No,
doesn't exist. Just ignore it. No. 35 didn't happen.
It's all a part of your imagination. Anyways, go for it.
Yeah, so the whole reason why 35 doesn't exist, we don't talk about 35, is because we are now on iTunes and SoundCloud, kind of, and Google Play, and Stitcher, and
holy moly,
something else. I can't remember where I put it. But it's all over the place in audio form. You can get it on iTunes.
We're everywhere now. We're invading your home from every angle now.
Yes. So, and yeah, you can get it on iTunes and Google Play, which is the most easily accessible formats. And it is only half of the episodes. By March 1st, I will be putting up. After March 1st, I'll be putting up the rest of the episodes. So then, all of the audio versions will be completely up to date.
Woohoo!
So, after 3 years, we are finally an official podcast.
Hey!
With audio and everything.
Took a little while, but hey, we're here.
Oh, yeah. So, today, we will be talking about the upcoming anime that are coming out for the spring 2018 season.
The
and we have
sequels.
We have a lot. There's like 22 shows.
Well, like what? Half of them are like sequels.
Yeah.
So I'm not really surprised.
Yeah. So, let's get it started. The first show we're going to be talking about is probably the most hyped show, is Boku no Hero Academia Season 3 or My Hero Academia Season 3.
Yales. I am super excited to see what's going on after this. I'm going to have to do like at least, I think maybe, I don't want to have to watch like the whole second season again. I think maybe like the last couple episodes just to refresh my memory about what's going on. Because when I watched the first season into the second season, when the second season came out, because I never watched the first season, when the second, all of that. Anyways, I noticed, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do this again, is it pretty much just rolls right into it. From first season directly into second season. So I'm fairly certain second season into third season will just roll right into it. So I am super excited. There was a lot going on at the end of the second season. I know the main character was basically just starting to get a real good handhold on his powers, actually. Took him 2 seasons to do it, but hey, we're here. He still has his moments where he goes a little too far, because his body just isn't capable of handling the excess amount of sheer power that goes along with what he has. But
unlimited power.
Oh yeah. Unlimited power in a small child's body. So yeah. Even the nurse at the end of one of them said, "I cannot fix you again if you hurt yourself that much. Don't do it." So
nice.
But yeah, they had introduced the actual main bad guy, because the guy we'd kept seeing, the one that you see in the picture with him, where he's pushing his hand into his, or actually no, that's actually that dude's hand, because I forget he actually has multiple hands all over him. It's freaking weird. But the you realize finally that actually isn't the main bad guy. That he's actually one of the leaders, I guess, and then you find out more about how goodness, I can't remember his name now. All Might, there we go. How All Might got his powers and where it all came about and why that's a direct counter to the main bad guy, basically.
Cool. So, I can't wait.
Oh yes. And the interactions and the team ups and You know, they definitely put more characterization into each of the characters. So, you know, you feel more for them. You want to see them succeed. You know, you see how their powers have evolved over time. All in all, excellent, excellent, excellent. And I cannot wait to see how this is going to all. You know, I'm not even sure they're going to be able to finish it up this season. They're probably going to have at least another season or so after this just to be able to, because they've been building this up now for quite some time. So if they finish it this season, depending upon how many episodes it is, I might be disappointed, but we'll see.
Okay, yeah, I doubt that they from the first season that I've seen. I'm gonna be watching the second one very soon. This world does not. I would be very sad if this world ended in another like 2 chords.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, it's very, very cool.
Oh, it's an awesome world. It's every like little kid's fantasy, honestly. Everyone has superpowers. I mean, some of them are greater than others, but everybody has superpowers. How freaking awesome is that? I mean, so
okay, cool. Yeah, I can't wait for it. I know a lot of people are hyped up for it, and I will be also. Let's see. The next show that we have is Caligula Effect.
this sounds like one of yours. Or was it one of mine?
I think it's actually one of yours.
Really? Is it mine?
Yeah.
I need to organize this. Hold on. Have it sorted by popularity, not by... There we go.
Title.
There we go. Now I can actually find stuff here.
Hey, they updated the picture.
They did. I prefer yours, though, honestly. I like that one better. Anyways, Caligula Effect, if I can speak words. Caligula Effect is set in a virtual reality program known as Mobius, created so people can escape pain in their lives and live in an idyllic high school setting, forced to live out their 3 years indefinitely. The main protagonist is one of a group who realizes that they are in a virtual world and form the Go Home Club, a group dedicated to escaping from Mobius and its godlike overseer program, a vocal program called some sort of symbol. They oppose the Ostinato Musicians, a group who supports that symbol, and sees the Go Home Club as traitors. Now, when I first saw this, obviously I saw the picture from that you have there that looks freaking awesome. Not to say that the one they have now isn't pretty cool looking, but I think the one that you have there is pretty awesome. And that immediately caught my attention. The story almost sounds like Angel Beats.
Oh yeah,
That's why when I read it and I was thinking about it, I'm like, this sounds a lot like Angel Beats, and I really liked Angel Beats. I thought it had a really interesting, divergent storyline and had a lot of good details in it. So I guess that made me immediately be like, okay, I could definitely see about watching this. And it's done by Satellite, and honestly, there is just so many animes I could say that I've enjoyed from Satellite that I think that they're going to do a really good job, including, isn't this, hold on, the Nagato Yuki-chan no Shuchitsu, and I think that's a spin-off of the Haruhi, and they did a really good job with that, and that's kind of a high school setting too, so I think they could do a really good job with this.
Okay.
And depending upon the action sequences, because obviously looking at the pictures from the one you have there and the one they have now, obviously there's going to be a lot of action. And this is also from the people who did Hellsing and Log Horizon, to name a few. So I think that they'll do really good well with that as well. So
Cool.
yeah, honestly, just from that, I mean, I guess just from their what it reminds me of, and to see a little bit of it, I just immediately was like, all right, I'm down. I'll see what's going on. So go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it looks really cool. From the picture. Now that I know that, and also you said it reminds you of
Angel Beats.
Angel Beats too. I see. I don't know. It's like from both pictures, it looks like you said, there's gonna be a lot of action. So I'm curious if anybody has like ninjutsu techniques or something. Because in one of the pictures, I see somebody with a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So and I see somebody with like that really big long hat. So I don't know. These characters look pretty cool.
Definitely very divergent and unique in the way they do things. It looks like.
Okay, cool. Yeah, at the time I looked at it, they didn't have a trailer, but they have one now. But I haven't checked it out yet to see what the animation style or the flow of it looks like.
Yeah, I was looking at the animation. I was doing that myself. A lot of action.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of different ways of fighting, and they are not skimpy on like how they present it at all. I just saw like a hole being ripped through somebody from a bullet, looked like. So yeah, they're very much like in your face, going, "All right, well, this is happening."
Okay. Cool.
So I mean, it's not quite as good as stylish, I guess, but that almost kind of reminds me of Hellsing Ultimate. So yeah.
Okay.
This is based upon a video game too, I think.
Okay. Depending on what anime is based on, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not.
Well, it can be based on it, but as long as I haven't actually played the game, I don't have like expectations going into it.
Yeah, hopefully there's not something. Hopefully it's not a show that's like for the fans, where it's like, oh, you know this story already. Well, here's some extra stuff, and then people who don't know any of that are like,
well, I mean, that could go either way. You either could get the, you know, oh, they ruin it because they diverge too much from the original material, or they ruined it because now they're not explaining things that other people wouldn't have known if they hadn't played it before or watched it. So
yeah,
it could go either way. But honestly, I again, it's Satellite. I think they'll do a decent job of it. I don't think I think they'll do a good job of it. So we'll see.
Alright. See, the next show we're going to be talking about is Chio-chan no Tsugakuro, or Chio's School Commute.
This is yours.
Yeah.
I flip-flopped on this one a little bit. I was like, I don't know. I see it as a comedy, but I don't know.
So this trailer was a mess. The trailer raised so many questions in my head. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is. All I know is it is that it's super duper violent.
See,
and just random crazy stuff was happening the entire time.
Yeah. I never watched the trailer just because when I read that I was like, See, you always watch the trailer first.
Yeah.
If there is one. And I usually look at the storyline, and that storyline seemed pretty plain. I was like, it's a slice of life. They're going to throw in some gags or whatnot. Yeah. What the hell is going on in that trailer?
So, the story goes, the dramatic extreme going to school comedy manga follows the titular female high school student Chio Miyama and her adventures to commute to school every day. Chio runs into problems both big and small, such as construction, biker gangs, and a sudden urge to go to the bathroom, and more.
See, and that synopsis, that's very
sounds super boring.
I almost thought this was going to be another instance of what is that one where they talk about Mount Fuji? They're going camping or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I almost thought there was going to be something like that. But like, if you can tell by the looks of my face, because I'm watching the trailer as we're speaking, I'm like, what the hell? What even is this? The only thing I could say about going to school is she's literally dressed in a school uniform. Beyond that, I have not seen her go to school once.
So, I picked this one because basically it was like, what the hell?
You know what
is
this reminds me of?
I have to find out.
This reminds me of Excel Saga.
Okay,
just
I can see
absolute random craziness. Just in your face, we don't know what the hell's going on, but somehow we're gonna tie it all in together. That's what that reminds me of. Exactly what that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
All right, well I'm sold on it. The synopsis gives nothing away of that. You just think that it's like, misadventures of going to school. Oh, she has to use the bathroom. Oh, some gang accosts her or something. I'm sure something funny happens.
Whoop-de-doo.
I'm like, all right, whatever. I was like, that could be funny, maybe. But oh my god, that trailer! Holy hell! Wow. All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's on the list just because of the absurdness of the trailer.
Yeah.
See, the next show we're going to be talking about is Comic Girls.
I could have guessed.
The synopsis for this show goes... the manga... Whoa. Hey, where'd the synopsis go? Okay.
Don't lose,
the
don't
page
lose
just
it now.
threw the synopsis all over the place. Let's see. Story goes, the manga's story centers on the 15-year-old high school student manga creator Kaoruko Moeta, who uses her pen name Chaos. After ranking at the bottom of a reader survey, Kaoruko's editor recommends she enters an all-female dormitory for manga creators. Kaoruko's roommates are Kaoruko's roommates are shoujo manga creator Koyume Koizuka, teen romance manga creator Ruki Irokawa, and shonen manga creator Tsubasa Katsuki. The girls support each other as they work together to become better manga creators.
See, now this, and I'm watching the trailer now, because now I'm not taking anything for granted with that after that last one. But I'm watching the trailer and listening to how you said that, and it looks exactly the way I felt about the other one.
Yes, this is basically exactly that.
Now we've gone from crazy and unpredictable to this is a definitive slice of life.
Yes, so...
and I know this is right up your alley because it's cute girls doing cute things.
Yep, cute girls writing manga. Yay! It's just my genre. Cute looking characters, everyday life kind of stuff. Hopefully it's very funny. And
definitely seems...
maybe it's more insight on the manga industry because it's talking about basically a manga dormitory.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, that seems kind of interesting.
It definitely seems over, like, their expressions and everything sometimes can be over-exaggerated. So I can see where they're putting the comedy into it and everything. There's some close moments. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, I say that. No, this is definitely on... I flip-flopped on that other one, and now I'm definitely going to go on that one. This one I am entirely leaving to your discretion.
Yup. The next show we're going to be talking about is Cutie Honey Universe.
Again, there wasn't even a synapse for it, so I looked at the picture and went, nope, next one.
So basically, this is
like a magical girl.
I guess it would be considered magical girl. It's like,
okay, come on.
It's a really old.
I just saw like the very opening of it, and I'm like, okay, no, this is magical girl. Come on.
Yeah, so it's one of them things where like it's the old school classic magical girl kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like when you think of magical girl, you think of
Sailor Moon,
and like other like kids aimed shows. This is like an older magic. It's like Magical Woman. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You cut out. You cut out for a second. I was like, wait, what? You started with kids at one, and then you went this, and then everything froze for like a half second. So I was like, what?
Okay. Hopefully my internet's still good.
Something's going.
Yeah. So basically, this is Magical Woman show. It's not Magical Girl. It's not from my little very slight knowledge of Cutie Honey. It's not like a show for girls. It's a show for like teens and older.
Well, it still comes across as that though, because they have the transformations and everything, and that's like classic transformation now. That's like literal like Sailor Moon clothes, and you get the silhouette, and then all of a sudden the regular clothes come on, and
yeah. So it's 100% Magical Girl, but within the Magical Girl genre, there's like ones that are stereotypical, and this one, from my little base of knowledge, I feel like it's slightly different. Because whenever I think about it, I honestly think of like Lupin the Third, because the show is like old school, like it was made like back in the 80s or earlier.
No, I get that.
And then back when I was in college, they came out with a live action Cutie Honey movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I've seen the whole thing. I may have. But one of the music artists, that's one of my favorite artists, she actually did some of the soundtrack songs for it.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as I hear Cutie Honey, I think of Tada-kun. So
Gotcha.
And I think of the live action movie. And then I also think of the older stuff, and then the remakes of that stuff, and then I don't know any current things for Cutie Honey. So from the picture, it looks like they're taking all of the like iterations of Cutie Honey and kind of putting them all together.
Gotcha.
So it's like
that's what they say, Cutie Honey universe. So
yeah, so it's like a Cutie Honey animated universe, and I'm like, that reminds me of that show that came out 2 seasons ago, Infinity Force.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'm really interested in this. It's not all CG like Infinity Force is, but it's taking like a bunch of like the same character and kind of like merging all these worlds together.
Now, if Infinity Force had done what they're doing and the animation style, I probably would have watched Infinity Force. Like if they just like flip flopped, I would have been like, oh yeah, no, I'd totally been all about Infinity Force probably. Because I like the animation that I saw there on it. It had a really good animation. They had like dynamic angles in it and everything, which was great. Because they had like different views when someone was speeding by on a motorcycle. You saw them coming in, and then you'd see them going out, and they turn the camera angle around to watch it go. Yeah. Like I like those types of things, and the animation looked pretty solid. But storyline wise, I'd be like, no, not usually my cup of tea.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see. Like it's something that it's a series that I haven't dove into yet. I've seen the live action parts. I've like heard a soundtrack that's dedicated to this franchise, but I've never actually watched an animated series for it. So I'm like, okay, let's check it out so I can see exactly who Cutie Honey is.
Gotcha.
The next show we're going to be talking about is Devil's Line.
Yes. I don't know. I was kind of like on the fence with this one.
I am too.
Oh my god.
There's like a few things about it, but
especially with this, because I looked at I hadn't looked at it before. I was looking at the studio that does it, because I'm like, I don't recognize that studio. Platinum Vision. You watched one thing from them.
I think it sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah, you see now?
Yeah, Saiki Reload.
Yeah, and then Servamp, which I was not impressed by.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that either.
No, not impressed by it. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The storyline kind of drew me in a little bit, and I think it's been long enough that I haven't seen because I mean, okay, they call him a devil, but from all the looks of it, especially with that picture there, I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, that looks more vampirish to me. Come on.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I for a while there, I think I went pretty hard into the vampire genre, and then I just kind of stepped back from it for a little while. So I think it's been long enough that I might be able to get into it without just being bored with it. Anyways, I'll go ahead and do the description on this one. Tsukasa, a college student, is rescued from an attack by a devil, one of many vampires that can blend in among the human population. Enzai, her savior, is a half-devil who exploits his supernatural gifts as a member of a shadowy police task force that specializes in devil-related crime in Tokyo. As Enzai continues to keep guard over Tsukasa, the two quickly forge a tentative bond, one that Enzai fears will test his ironclad rule of never drinking human blood.
Oh.
So, not, like, okay, I think what drew me in was the whole half-devil kind of thing. Because the rest of that is all pretty typical. Oh no, I'm a half vampire. I refuse to drink blood because then I'll become like one of them, and I'll be just as bad, and I fight against them, and yada 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 blah 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 blah. It's pretty standard, especially for vampire type ones. But I don't know, depending upon how they do it. I did watch the little preview that they had And the animation looks okay. It's nothing like stellar, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I mean, again, I guess it's just been a while since I've had a vampire anime that I've watched and gotten into.
Uh-huh.
So I guess I'm just seeing if maybe now I can get back into that genre, or if I'm still burnt out on it, I guess. So
yeah. Let's see. So when I watched the trailer, bits and pieces of it reminded me of like other vampire shows that are like close to my heart. And one of those is Tsukihime.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that a long time ago, and I want to revisit it because I remember really, really liking it, and I don't know why. So when I saw the trailer for this, there are certain parts of it where it's like a lot of things were happening at night because there's vampire themes in it.
Yeah.
And then the color palette is similar from what I remember of Tsukihime, and then just it being another vampire show. Like I'm curious at the beginning about vampire shows to be like, okay, well, what kind of vampires is this gonna be? What kind of what lore, like what vampire lore are they implementing in this series, or what are they changing? And then a couple episodes in, I either follow it or move on to another show. So this is another one where I'm like, okay, another vampire show, and it reminds me of a show that I really liked before, and I kind of want to just see.
If they do something interesting with it, I think that I could get behind it. It's just a matter of if they start doing the same old that we've seen about half human, half vampire people and same conflict, I'll be like, okay, no.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Yeah. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Full Metal Panic: Invisible Victory.
I was about to say right before you were gonna do that, I was like, when was the last actual Full Metal Panic that came out? Do you know? When did Full Metal Panic Second Raid come out? When was it released?
I don't know, but I'm checking.
Because honestly, this has...
Wow, 2005.
I told you it was going to be a long time ago. That's 13... Wait, is it... No, was it 13 years ago? Yeah. 13 years ago. That is how long it has been since Full Metal Panic has come out. Holy crap. 13 years. And they decide now that they're going to get another... They're going to do another... a set for it. And I was looking. This is not the same company or the productions that did it the first time.
Mm-mm.
This is a completely different company doing it. I don't know. Is the I see some of the stuff that this one has done, and with Zebek.
Yeah.
I've liked some of their stuff, and I've seen that they have done some fairly good action oriented. Because come on, you got to think, this is very much. Because you've at least seen the first season, it's very much action oriented.
Yeah.
So if you can't do action, then you shouldn't bother doing this one. But and they do have some school things, which I see that is also part of Full Metal Panic.
It's like a perfect match.
Yeah.
This show has school stuff. They're like, hey, we do school stuff. They're like, this show has mechs. Hey, we do mechs. They're like, okay, here you go.
Basically is what it came down to, honestly. And there's really not like a synopsis for this either, because it just goes. All it says is it was announced a new Full Metal Panic series installment has been made during the stage event at Fantasia Bunako Festival. I don't know. I'm leery of it, but at the same time, I've always enjoyed Full Metal Panic. But I think the reason I've enjoyed it is because the reason I enjoyed the previous iterations of Full Metal Panic is because they took themselves both seriously and not so seriously.
Yeah.
There were definite moments of intense firefight and action, and the guys who originally did it knew how to do that. But at the same time, there were definite moments of hilarity, and they knew how to do that too.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, you had a character who was very much hardcore. Sasuke was very much hardcore military, and because of that, like everyday simple things that we take for granted became obtuse to him.
Yeah.
Which brought upon the hilarity. But because he's also so hardcore military, when you had those moments of the fighting, he was very much on, hardcore with that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I immediately said I wanted to watch this one simply because I've seen the other ones and I want to at least give this a try. But I don't know that the animation's a little different. I think it verges on CG. I think at times.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah. Most likely, any mech series nowadays will have CG.
Okay, it kind of puts me off on it a little bit.
Yeah. 13 years, CG has taken over mechs. Whether they can do it well or not, it all depends on the studio.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of those parts look okay, but some of them look a little too like glossy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the mechs being glossy, I'm totally fine with, but like some of the people's faces and some of like the car scenes looked a little too glossy, so it becomes bluntly obvious in my mind that it's CG.
Okay.
So I give it a shot. I'll give it a shot. I'm just not. Initially, I saw Full Metal Panic. I'm like, yeah, Full Metal Panic, sweet. And then I realized, 1, not the same studio. 2, they have CG in it. And then 3, it's just, I don't know. I hate to say I'm one of those finicky types with like voice actors, but I don't know if I don't hear the same voice actor from Sasuke at least, because he had a tone with him. He had a definitive like this was him,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to. Maybe it might be good if you don't watch like all of this before watching the new one. Maybe that might have a good perspective on it. Because like I could come from the perspective of watching it from someone who's seen the other series.
Yeah.
And you could have it from someone who hasn't really seen a whole lot of the other series. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
you'd have more of a fresh take on it, where I would be more of a nostalgia take on it, and see if how well those two mesh. So I know you haven't watched you only watched part of the first season.
I'm like, yeah.
And you've watched Fumofu, but then you haven't seen the second season.
I probably watched Fumofu like 2 decades ago.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, I still have a pretty good recollection of the whole thing and what went down and everything. So I don't know. Maybe if you... Because I know you were trying to get this one done before it came out.
Yeah.
But maybe if you don't, maybe it might give a better cross thing between the two of us.
Maybe. Yeah, this is lower on the priority as far as watching.
Yeah.
But one of the main reasons why is like, 1, because it's the 3rd series, and then 2, it looks like, do you remember these like guys with the shiny glasses? Usually shiny glasses means evil. Because it looks like there's 3 or 4 bad guys in there. 1, because they're on the red side, but then also they all look ominous.
Like, I recognize all the characters, at least. Like, I recognize the girl, I recognize Sasuke, I recognize the commander, the white-haired girl, and I know the one when they're standing at the grave site, that's her brother, I want to say.
Okay.
And they're kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
I see his mech, his trusty mech that he uses, that has its own special abilities. One cloaking, though the other, her brother has that same technology. I see the commander, I see his chief. Like, I recognize pretty much all the characters going through.
Okay.
So, like, even his friend from high school, the blonde hair, I recognize that too. I mean, like, I as long ago as it was...
I thought it was like good guys and bad guys, but it seems like everybody knows each other, so...
Yeah.
What I was guessing
as long ago
like
as it has been since like, I probably won't remember like minute details per se, like what faction they belong to or exactly why they were fighting, but I'm pretty sure because of how long it's been, like at least the first episode they'll probably be like a catch up kind of thing.
Okay.
So I'll probably be able to like pretty much go right from the get go, but again, I don't know. It's like. Different studio, different animation. I don't know.
Okay, I'll hold off just so we can have that discussion where it's like I know slight things. Like I basically know who the bottom half of the characters are.
Yeah.
And then if I go into it and everybody's all like, oh, remember this or remember that, and I'm like, no, then I'll go back and watch it before I finish this one. But yeah, I'll go ahead and hold off on rewatching.
Yeah. Because I think that'll give us a nice cross feed between the two.
Okay.
I'll come from the nostalgia standpoint, and you'll have the fresh look.
Okay.
So if they catch you up on it, and they actually, you could actually see how it goes from there, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can actually look at it and go, well, but they didn't do this little detail, or they changed this out of it, or the character, he didn't act that way when he was doing, so
Yeah.
see how well they stay by it.
Cool.
Because is this supposed to be like a remake, or is this just a continuation?
I want to say a continuation.
Okay, so we'll see we'll see how well they go by it.
Okay. All right. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Hinamatsuri.
Sorry, I'm having to scroll really far down. Wait, what? I'll wait till it catches up.
Yeah, it looks like ET
Oh, that one. Yeah. Wait, was this one yours or mine?
I don't remember. I'll go ahead and read it. The comedy manga centers around a superpowered girl named Hina and Nita. Superpowered girl named Hina and Nita, a young member of the Yakuza. Hina suddenly appears in Nita's room and threatens him with her extraordinary powers. However, they end up living together.
I looked at this one.
Sounds about right.
I think yeah, because I looked at this one, I was like, all right, obviously I'm not getting much from the synopsis, so I looked at the trailer for this one, and I know I think this one had to have been yours, because I think I passed on this one, because the animation to me is just kind of blah. I don't care much for the animation on it. It's too lined.
Oh yeah. For some reason I kind of like that style.
Really?
Like, yeah, that like super thick contrast.
Yeah.
Like, or the highlight line. Yeah. I
mean, like, you literally can tell it is definitely a drawing because the lines that they use in it, and when they have like those intense moments, they have those bursts of like, you pretty much is just like directly. And don't get me wrong, I like manga drawings, because of Hellsing.
Mm-hmm.
Hellsing had the manga drawings and everything, but I don't. This one is just way too manga for me, I guess. It's the best way I can say it. Because I know, like, these appear like that in mangas. I know that for a fact. But the way they do it, I'm just like, I'm turned off by it, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. I think I had. Oh, yeah. So, just like you. The animation style was kind of a mess from the trailer. So, so even when I watched the trailer, I was like, it's kind of weird. But the randomness, I'm curious. I'm like, why are y'all being so weird? Like, I don't get it. I want to know why. So, it isn't as absurd as the other show that we talked about earlier, but it's random enough to where I'm like, I don't get it. What are you trying to tell me? And I'm like following him. So, I'm gonna give it a shot. It just piques my interest. Like, that's the only reason. I'm like, what are y'all doing over there?
Gotcha. So it's an on the fence one for you. You're just more curious enough about it to actually be able to go into it.
Yeah, and like they have like the picture. It's like the top half is like E.T. and then the bottom half is like the two the two fingers touching picture. From like
Michelangelo.
Yeah. So I'm like, y'all are being weird more.
The Sistine Chapel.
Yeah. So I'm like, what are y'all doing? Let's see. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Inazuma 11.
This one
Ares
was
no Tenbin.
Totally yours.
Yes. Let's see the synopsis. Let's see. The story is set after the first Inazuma 11, but will take place in a parallel world from all other Inazuma 11 games, apart from the first, because the story has taken a different course. In the story, protagonist Asuto Inamori's soccer club is disbanded after the school soccer field is destroyed. He and his and friends go to Tokyo to attend Daimon Junior High to play soccer. So, I'm a fan of sports anime. So I always go in the first episode, be like, yeah, sports, let's go sports. And then either they grab my attention or they don't. And I'm like, okay, I'll go do some other sports. This, I don't understand. So there's 2 soccer animes coming out, and they're both classic series, and they're like making new versions of them or retelling them for this season. Comparing the 2, I'm like, I look at one, and I'm like, oh, okay. I think it's Captain Tsubasa or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, old school soccer anime, and they're just like revamping it and bringing it into the 2018. And then this one, they're like, so we got a lot of stuff going on over here.
Yeah.
It's like right at the beginning, there's this dude with this super duper deep voice, like way deeper than this character should have. And I'm like, are you an elder? Are you a bad guy? Are you the narrator? I don't really know. Every character looks completely different than the next. And then there's this one guy who you could tell is the bad guy, and he's like plotting something. I don't know because there's no subtitles. And from just watching the trailer, you could tell that there's like tons and tons of backstory, tons and tons of history. And I'm like, isn't this a soccer anime? Like, what's going on? I don't understand. There's so much going on.
So, did you... I was kind of curious, because I hadn't really looked at this one over. I saw a soccer, and I was like, all right, I'm no. But the studio that did this, have you looked at them yet?
No.
Give a quick look. Give a quick look, because this is kind of funny. They've done Pokemon to death. Like, holy crap. Pokemon. I'm like, holy... I didn't even know. Like, I knew Pokemon had like a lot of series, but dear Lord. So, lots and lots of Pokemon. I see there was another one of that series before. I see some, like, cute girls doing cute things ones. And then, at the very top, I see Berserk. I'm like, wow. Y'all went, like, a complete 180 on yourselves there. Like, you got some old classics here, some high school ones, some, cute girls doing cute things, an absolute ton of Pokemon, and then you have Berserk. Holy crap. So, I honestly don't know what to expect on that. I really don't.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like this trailer has
that might be where you're getting that like overload thing.
Yeah,
they're doing this absolute, because like they have such a diverse little thing going on there. I mean, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, and like, for them to, I don't know what it is. It's like they just can't not make every series like crazy and epic or something. And I'm like, I don't know if I've actually watched any of their shows. I need to like dive through all the Pokemon and like swim through and see if I've seen like a series here or there. But
I've watched Berserk.
Yeah. So there are like tons and tons of like other crazy stuff. So there's one guy who was plotting stuff, then like later on there's like this foreign guy who's also plotting stuff, and that kind of looked like it was one of like the other like he looked like somebody who's in charge of a lot of stuff, and then he wants to like compete with somebody else who's in charge of a bunch of other stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. There's like some weird like corporate conspiracy kind of stuff going on. It's weird. And then there's this one part that like seems super duper over dramatic, and like the guy, he's like getting water, and like the girl runs up to you, and I don't know what she's saying. So in my head, I just kind of made up some stuff. And then she's like, no, don't tell me you're playing soccer again. And he's like, I must. Soccer is my life. And I'm like,
what's going to be sad is if when you watch that and that scene comes up, that's exactly what ends up being said.
Oh my God. You're gonna have to tell me. This is the most epic soccer show that I've ever come across.
Well,
and I have to watch it now.
If you see a guy come out with like a giant sword that's like twice his size or something like that, you let me know. I might get interested in it. All right. If we're going that epic, I mean, we'll see.
It's this trailer was crazy. Like, just looking at the picture, if I didn't watch the trailer, if I looked at the picture, I was like, it seems like a kid's soccer show. And then I clicked on the studio and went through. I'm like, oh, okay, Pokemon, never mind, pass. But I watched the trailer and I'm like, I have to find out what in the world is going on. There's so much stuff in that trailer, and I'm like, why are they doing that? Why is he doing that? Why are they so intense? Like, it's soccer. I get that, like, a lot of people are passionate about soccer, but, like, you're not passionate about the soccer part. There's something else going on. I have to find out. So I'm gonna be watching that one next season.
Gotcha.
The next show we're gonna be talking about is Last Period, Owarinaki, Rasen no Monogatari.
Yeah, I don't know. What is it with this season and like animes? They're like all over the freaking place. Because this is another one that seemed like it was going to be all over the place. That's why I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so conflicted with like everyone that you're coming up with. Because I know this one was yours.
Yeah.
I know this one was yours. But like, I was just like, what the hell?
So, the story for this one is, the story takes place in a world where fantastic beasts called spirals are born from isolation. Those who can defeat the beasts are called periods. Haru, an apprentice period, who has belongs to the Arc End 8th branch. However, a mysterious theft incident, after a mysterious theft incident, there's an economic collapse, and Arc End headquarters abandons the 8th division, leaving only 3 periods left, including Haru. Haru and the other two periods start their work to rebuild the 8th division.
You know, the fact that I think someone was having a real... Oh my goodness. I think someone was... I'm watching... I read the synopsis for this before, and I was like, I don't know where this is going. I don't know what the hell's happening. I'm just going to know. And then I was actually watching the trailer now, and to see them do something akin to like the Ginyu forces posing and everything, I'm like, oh my god. That annoyed me then. I can't see that this would not annoy me now. But it's the fact that they're all females and they're named periods. I think someone was having a play on words, and someone was just being like, all right, this is what we're going to call them. And I'm like, oh my god, why? Why would you? Why? No. Why? Why? This season is the season of sequels and the season of me scratching my head and going, why? All the time. I swear.
So, I chose this show because the trailer looked like some silly nonsense. And, I'm up for some silly nonsense.
And it's JC staff, so.
Yeah, like me some JC staff. The synopsis did it. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That should be everyone's just idea of that synopsis in a nutshell. You should just be like, that synopsis. Yeah. Just yeah.
Those are some words over there.
There's some words. They combine. Oh, how did I forget that? JC Steph actually did Excel Saga. Is that what they're doing? Are they trying to bring back the nonsense that was Excel? And like everyone's like, you know what? We're gonna have our own version of that. Let's just do it. Because that's what's happening. I swear.
Anyways. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Well, not really looking forward. I'm just curious. I'm like, y'all are being silly. What are y'all doing over there? All right.
was just like, what's going on over there?
So,
You're all having some commotion going on. I want to know why.
yeah. The next show we're going to be talking about is Mahou Shoujo Ore.
Speaking of nonsense, I looked at this one and literally was like, that picture, I'm like, what? Then I read it, and then I looked at your list, and I was like, yep, nope, he's got it. Why?
So they changed the picture on me.
No, I still show the same picture.
Yeah. Well, they changed it on me like when I watched all the trailers like a week ago.
Okay.
So a week ago, they had a different picture. I think they had the manga picture. So I was like, oh, okay. Pink and Magical Girl. I'm like, okay, cool. And I watched the trailer, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I saw that actually, let's go to the synopsis. The synopsis states, the story is about a 15-year-old girl who is a newbie idol in love with her best friend's brother, who is also a popular idol. But she runs into a scary Yakuza guy and finds out that her mother was an ex-magical girl, and the Yakuza was her mascot. Her love interest gets kidnapped by demons that look like burly men with cute squirrel heads. So she contracts the Yakuza to become a magical girl, which in this story means she turns into a handsome guy in a magical girl outfit. On top of that, her love interest shows an attraction towards her magical guy form. Her best friend turns out to be in love with her, and also because of magical cross-dressing guy to save her life. Thus, their manager, who is a magical girl geek, decides to turn them into an idol unit.
I mean, what was the actual thought process here? I want to know.
This is the best synopsis we have ever read.
I want to know what the thought process was here. Did they sit down to this and go, all right, you know what, guys? I'm really feeling a magical girl anime here, and everyone's sitting there going like, oh, but they've been done to death. I mean, we got to do something different. And then someone's like, well, you know what? How about we add the Yakuza in there? Oh, we could do that, but I mean, come on, Yakuza's been done. What else can we do? Well, how about let's throw in demons? Well, you know what? Magical girls have fought demons before. Come on, guys, keep throwing it in there. We gotta have something else going on here. Well, how about when they transform into dudes? I like it. You know what? Let's take all that. Let's everyone's suggestions. Let's throw it all into it. Just
I like squirrels. Okay, throw that in there too.
yeah. You know what? I'm feeling generous. Let's just throw all the ideas in there at once. See if it works. Oh my god. Wow. What the hell? How many drugs were the creator? Because I see this was from a manga. Like, how many drugs were they on when they wrote this? Seriously? Like all of them? Just oh my god. I don't even. This is okay. I'm saying it now. This season is the what the fuck. This season needs to be titled WTF. Just big bold letters. The season of what the fuck.
Oh my god. And like the way the trailer's put together is like they make it look like an amateur did it, or it's like a lot of things are kind of just sloppily thrown together, and like it's not all like composed. But then they would cut to the show.
Read the show synopsis. Yeah, it's all sloppily thrown together. They threw it all in there.
But it's like, yeah, so the trailer it's like they kind of made it look amateurish, but then when they cut to the show, it's all polished. So like it doesn't match. I wish they kind of like redid those scenes from the show with the same amateur style that they did the entire trailer, and I was like, that would be one, the best synopsis, and two, the best trailer. But yeah,
The only
gonna
thing
be
I
a
can
mess.
relate this to, the only thing I can say, and I watched for a little bit, and then the ridiculousness just caught up to me, was there is precedence for this, because there was an anime that did the exact same, very similar thing, where it was a magical girl, and when she transformed, they crossed genders, but it was like a woman did it to the guy, and a guy did it to the girl, and they flip flopped.
Okay.
So I have seen one like that, but
Uh-huh.
after a while, I was just like, because then it ended up being the guy was more in love with the girl and their alternate forms, and it was just wrong on so many levels. But yeah. Oh my goodness.
In that there was that show Kore wa Zombie Desu ka or something like that, where the main guy, he like gets the powers of a magical girl or something like that, and when he fights zombies he like transforms, but he's using a magical girl's outfit, and like everybody keeps making like weird jokes, like he would like pose or something, and everybody be like, oh.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, no, I know which one you're talking about. But see, this one they literally shift their gender.
Yeah.
So that one he just became magical. Yeah, just dressed in the magical girl outfit.
Yeah.
He didn't become a female because of
Yeah. So before the synopsis, before this new picture, like me watching the trailer, it just reminded me of Kore wa Zombie Desu ka. And I was like, oh, okay, that's been done before. That's gonna be interesting. And in this, they just took it to 11, 12, 13, and oh wow, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen.
No. No. I've been down this road before. I didn't like it then. Chances are good I'm not gonna like it now. Just no. Just a lot of no.
So we shall see. The next show we're gonna be talking about is
Oh, speaking of things that are messed up.
Mahou Shoujo Site.
Yep. I knew that was coming. Just looking at the wait, do you have the current one they have up there, or do you have a different one? Okay.
Current.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that picture. How is that not just all sorts of looking at it going, there is something wrong about this. There is something desperately wrong. Anyways.
Synopsis goes, Asagiri Aya is a young girl who has fallen victim to bullies at her school. Looking for a way to escape her troubles, she looks to the internet for a distraction, and when a mysterious website called Magical Girl Site appears, simply viewing the page is all it takes to hurtle Aya headlong into a deadly world of the Magical Girl apocalypse. There, it is fight or die against the seemingly endless array of savagely adorable, frilly skirted killing machines, each armed with magical powers and an unquenchable thirst for blood and chaos. Wow, that turned intense very quickly.
Well, I mean, even the trailer for this is intense.
Yeah. It reminds me of stuff like Madoka Magica, the Magical Girl Raising Project or something like that is what it was called. So all these like dystopian magical girl shows I'm always curious about, because she's like, we've done cutesy stuff before, let's do some cutesy murder. So
yeah, honestly, the way it looks and how their expressions change almost reminds me of When They Cry.
Ah, yeah. I need to
like
watch
they'll go
that
from
again.
the sweet looking innocent to enraged killing, just you're like, oh my god, she fucking snapped. Holy hell. You know? It is worth noting though that this is only the second project that this company has done. And the only other one they've done is an OVA.
Okay. So Yeah, this may be one that they're branching off and doing on their own, and they may have worked on other like a ton of other projects and not got credit for it or something like that. I'm not really sure, but
I don't know. I mean, according to the site, this is the only actual factual thing they've done.
Yeah.
Other than an OVA, so I don't know.
Hopefully they come out swinging, just knocking out of the park.
The other one that they did was "Dear My Sister," which has cute girl. I'm surprised you might have. Well, it's an OVA, so you might have not seen it before.
Yeah.
Because that's cute girls doing cute things, according to the little trailer I see for it. But the fact that they're going like cute girls now being cute murder girls, I don't know. Someone got a wild hair up their butt somewhere, because that's just a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm up for it. I want to see.
I'm on the fence on this one. I might do it. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Cool. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Megalo Box.
Yep. Knew you'd have this one.
So,
because haven't you already watched the other ones that this is going with? Because this is the 50th anniversary project of Ashito no Jo. And I thought you watched the boxing ones before this.
I haven't actually watched, as far like all the sports shows that I've gotten into, I haven't actually watched the boxing one. I've seen a wrestling one. Okay. That was kind of interesting. I didn't really get into it, but I don't think I've seen any of the Ashita no Jo shows.
Gotcha.
This is definitely one of them classic old school anime.
Oh yeah.
And the style of this show looks just like it did back then. This is a straight up homage to those type of shows.
Well, yeah, because this studio's main thing is Detective Conan. So they definitely know the old school. Yeah. They've been doing it for a while.
Yeah. So I really love when there was another show I just mentioned there, Lupin the Third. Like, whenever a new Lupin the Third show comes out, it looks just like it did back in the day. Like, I really like how they stick to that old school style, and you get old school style done with the tools from today. So the movement looks better, the animation looks crisper, and everything just looks gorgeous. So I am definitely excited for this show.
Speaking of Lupin the Third, that's also what this studio has done.
Oh, so there you go. They're the ones who did it before, and they're gonna do it again, paying homage to that old school show, old school style. So I'm definitely interested in this one. And also it's robots fighting, right? Or because in my notes I put Rock'em Sock'em Cyborgs. So
I think it's more like they have exosuits.
Ah, okay. Yes.
The preview here doesn't say anything, but I think I remember seeing something somewhere else that had a boxing where it's like their arms and their legs had like metal attachments to them. Which is how they hit harder, kind of thing.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I am ready. I am ready for boxing. All right. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Persona 5, the animation.
Yes. All right. Well, you had an anime a while back. I don't remember which one it was, but you said like every time they come out with a new one, you always give it a shot, and you've never had one that you've really like stuck with.
I've had a
but you've always given it a shot.
Uh-huh.
Because you're always curious about it and you want to do something with it. That's like me in Persona. I've been a fan of Persona because it's based upon a
game.
Yep. And I've played the games. And
have you played Persona 5?
I haven't played Persona 5.
Okay, cool.
I played Persona 3 and I played part of Persona 4, but I have not played Persona 5.
Uh-huh.
But I was a huge fan of 3. 4 was okay, and I've never picked out 5. I don't know, is it the same? Well, it's A1 Pictures. I don't know, did they do the other Persona ones, though? I forget.
I am not sure.
Because, like, the animation from every Persona looks identical to each other.
Yeah.
Like you were saying with Lupin, how they never change it. It's like the same thing with Persona. They never change the actual the one for that. I don't see it on theirs, but anyways, it's always, I don't know. It's one of those where I really want it to do well and I really want to get into it, but it goes off in a direction, and I'm like, I end up just dropping it. I don't think it's ever because it's bad. It's just I never seem to really get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that issue where I'm just looking at it going, I want to like it, but maybe it's because I want to like it so much, I can't. Even though I don't have expectations going into it, I still end up having some, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, official Twitter account for Atlas Persona franchise announced that a Persona 5 game is getting a television anime series by A1 Pictures in 2018. So this will be it. Again, animation's always nice. I enjoy it. It definitely drags you in. I just don't. I don't know. We'll see. I might like this one. I might get into it. Maybe because I haven't played this one yet.
Okay.
So we'll see.
So yeah, just like you, always being on the fence with a series. This one, I watched Persona Trinity Soul long time ago, which is Persona 3. And I did not know it was based on a game until Persona 4 came out. And then I think Persona 4 had an animation too, but because I was on the fence with Persona 3, I kind of passed on Persona 4. Mm-hmm. And now that Persona 5 is out, and people are like super excited about the game, especially here on Twitch, I will go ahead and give this one a shot.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have no idea what it's gonna be about. I think the third one had I'm not sure if this is in all of the series, but like there was like these kind of thing. I don't know. It was like this robot that's like ghost robot that came out of the person, and like they could control it or tell it to do stuff. It was their persona that came out, and they like fought with each other and stuff like that. Is that what?
That's kind of what they've been about, basically.
Oh, okay.
But there's a deeper meaning to them as well, because it's a lot of it has to do with their personal like emotions, and they have to kind of fight their own demons as well in order to overcome certain trials and obstacles. And there's a lot of it as much as fighting and supernatural things that do go on. There's also a good chunk of it, typically, that is kind of like a slice of life as well.
Okay.
So
that would make sense. So yeah, I don't. I'm on the fence with Persona 3, and I skipped Persona 4, so I'm gonna go ahead and check out Persona 5. If I end up liking it, then I may go back and kind of revisit the other two. But we shall see. Next show we're gonna be talking about is Sare do Sumibito wa Ryu to Odoru. Dance with the Dragons.
Yes, this one was mine.
Yes.
Definitely falls along the lines of fantasy, so I'm all about it. And so this one the story revolves around Jushiki, literal translation spell equations. The equations that govern the quantum constant H of action change the laws of physics at the local scale, give birth to TNT explosives and poison gas, and cause incredible physical phenomena such as plasma and nuclear fission. Two Jushiki, spell equationists, who use Jushiki in battle are Geus, who deals with bad luck with attack, and the beautiful but cruel sword wielder Jijina. These two bounty hunters are caught up in a battle with dragons in the city of Iridana and in the intrigue of great nations. So yeah, it's very much, there's definitely a focus, unlike all the other ones that we've seen so far, or talked about so far. Even though it seems kind of crazy, at the same time, there's definitely a direction and a focus it's going in. The action seems incredibly solid. And even though they're talking about fantasy and you see sword wielding, you see instances where like spell equation and stuff like that's going on the guy's glasses. It almost seems like technologically advanced kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's definitely gotten me, as you have said, for many of the ones we have talked about, it's definitely gotten me curious. I can see where there might be a lot of just good action sequences for it. So I'm really looking forward to that. The studio, kind of meh. They've there's a few things that I've enjoyed from them.
7 arcs.
So I can see where they have potential to do a good job on this one.
Lots of girls.
Yeah, lots of girls. It doesn't seem to be the case in this one, though. So it seems like they're trying to branch out, do something maybe a little bit different. But I mean, I definitely enjoyed Sekirei. That's one I say I could definitely enjoy from them.
So, we were definitely both on the fence about Trinity 7.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Sekirei was a good one. And they've done some other like kind of just meh ones for the most part. I know Basilisk was out this season, and I haven't seen that one yet. So
I feel bad about that one because it's like I wanted to watch the old one first because I loved the old one. It was made by Gonzo, and then this one now is taken over by a 7 arc, and Gonzo's gone. Then yes, I was sad about that. There's so many good shows from Gonzo that I remember. Then they took over this one, and like I kind of bailed on the first episode. It's like I'm watching this, and I'm like, I don't care anymore. I moved on. Moved on to something else. So I don't know. I don't know if it was like there's some stuff I really wanted to watch, and because my time's limited, I'm like, you're not catching me right now, and I moved on. But I rarely ever bail on a show unless it infuriates me. So I don't know what it says either about me, my mood at that time, or it says about the show. So for this one, because it's fantasy based, I'm gonna go ahead and pass on it a little bit and see what your first impressions of it are. I'm definitely gonna watch the first episode because whatever's available, I'll check it out. But yeah,
like I said, it's intriguing. It has definite potential, I think, and what the teaser trailer shows definitely has a good chunk of action in it. So it's got my attention. I'll see how well it does. They have the potential to do something good and potentially branch off from what they've been doing. So I don't know. We'll see.
Cool. Alright. The next show we're going to be talking about is Shiyan Pin Jiating. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
So I just kind of looked at this one too. This studio has not done anything else. This is a brand new studio. I mean, I don't even recognize any of that as far as being a studio from previous ones, so I can't even say anything from this. Was this one? I know I had this one. Did you have this one too?
The theme of this season had me put this one on the list.
I don't know. I see this one as being potential. I see it as being as a potential for an interesting one. So anyways, the synopsis for this one is: a scientist couple has been arrested for conducting illegal studies allegedly for performing genetic modifications on 5 of their children. Youngest children, Dennis, is the only one who grew up as a normal human and has become the only family member who has to tend to the rest of the members to try to find a medicine to turn them into normal humans again. Dog human, plant gene, spiderweb gene, as well as mind reading. How will these family members who grew up in the laboratory survive in the outside world? This just seems like a great deal of chaos, but potentially highly hilarious because of it. I know they in the genres description for this, they don't say anything about comedy, but come on, how can this not have comedy elements to it?
Watch it be a really sad show.
Well, I mean, it seems like it should have a lot of potential to it, but again, I think it's interesting, and I have in the past done things with monster girls or monster people, watching them from before, so I think I could give this one a shot and see how well it does.
Okay.
Again, the studio is brand new, and from a title like that, I'm assuming it's not even. I think is it from China?
Yes, That's what I thought. I'm starting to notice a lot of Chinese animation showing up. It's interesting. Some of the shows that we've come across are shows that we kind of like on like your favorite show from a couple seasons ago that just came out with a second season.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, Emo.
You don't even need to tell me, and I already know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the Emon Animation, I think, was a Chinese studio, I think. And they came out with like 2 or 3 shows, and then there's I want to say there's another one that came out before, and now I have 3 studios. This studio has a very long and strange name, so but I don't know, I'm interested. Characters are very very weird character design, so I'm like
they're unique.
Yeah,
they're unique, and I think that'll hold a lot of my attention in that regards.
Yeah,
we'll just see how well it carries and how well they can pull it all together.
Yeah, and it's weird how it's like you normally see like a dog human have a human form and then like ears and a tail, and this is like reversed.
Yep.
So I'm kind of curious how they're gonna handle that. And then as far as the girl with the flowers on her head, I've seen another character like that. Well, I've seen a few characters like that. There's like Daisy Head Maisie, which was an English cartoon I saw when I was a kid. And then in Index,
yep,
there's that one girl that has the flowers in her hair. So
yep.
As far as the Spider Girl, you normally see like they're built like a centaur, whereas like human upper body and then the bottom is just like a spider. So this is kind of different to have the spider legs come out of her back, which I'm like, okay.
I kind of appreciate that because I can kind of I don't like spiders and not at all, but to see it like that is not as nearly as
off-putting,
horrifying to me. So I don't know. We'll see. I think that could be a little bit better for me in that regards.
Yeah. So yeah, we shall see what this studio has in store. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Shokugeki no Soma, or Food Wars, the third plate, Tootsuki training arc.
This is the second core for the 3rd season.
Yep.
Which I was kind of disappointed the fact that they ended it like that.
Yeah.
I understand why studios do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this is not a low profile anime by any stretch of the means.
Mm. This
has its own following. So I kind of got disappointed by the fact that they did that.
I actually kind of like how they're like taking up, like it would be like every other season or every few seasons they'll come out with another one. It keeps the animation quality up and everything.
Well, anyways, so not a whole lot much to say about this. There was a lot that happened in the first core for the 3rd season. Things drastically changed. The superintendent, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Basically, the main guy in charge of the whole school got replaced.
Okay.
Abruptly, by somebody who most people there don't like at all. Mm-hmm. And at this point, our main protagonist here, Soma, basically he's trying to work his way up the ranks of the elite. So he had a bout with the top tier, and he realized quite suddenly why he's the top tier and why that was a mistake to accept a challenge from him. So it's interesting, and I definitely want to see how things are going to pan out. Characters are changing in their own way, and they're evolving and learning. Megumi is now not nearly as... I mean, she's still skittish in a way, but she's not nearly as much as she was. She actually is starting to grow up and become her own self and trust herself a little more. Erina is now becoming not nearly as uptight and snobbish, but we're beginning to realize where that comes from. And Soma's he's learning. He hasn't really changed so much as he is just becoming more of what he already was. You know, he was already a great chef, but he already knew that he was, even though of how much he knew, he still wasn't the best, but he was always striving to be that. And throughout the series, even up to this point, he's still doing that. He's still becoming better than he was. He's still learning, and he's taking even the slightest hints that he gets from anyone and evolving it to suit his needs. So, all in all, honestly, great series. I know this is not one you'll ever get into, but at the same time, it's definitely it holds a definite part in my mind, and even I think when it will eventually end, I don't think I'll ever be able to. It's definitely one I'm going to always remember. So
okay, yeah. I like how they're pacing out the cores, because I feel like doing that, the show will last a lot longer. And like, one, because I think this is based on a manga, so one, the manga has enough time to just keep going at its regular pace, and then the show will they'll come back whenever there's more content to animate, and you won't end up having a series that's anime only, and then later on they'll be like, okay, well now we're gonna do it for real. Well, now we're gonna brotherhood it and do it the way that the manga story actually is supposed to go.
Brotherhooded or Hellsing Ultimate.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know a lot of people like this show, and I'm glad that it's kind of pacing itself out so to go for the long run. The next show we're going to be talking about is Steins Gate Zero.
I would have liked to have added this one to my list. But truth be told, I never watched the first one, so.
At all?
Nope. I know. It's definitely one of those things.
It's so good. I don't even know if they have it streaming somewhere. It's so good. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is unfortunately going to be all of you, because I'm sure with it being titled the way it is, that there's going to be some sort of correlation between the previous one and this one. So
yeah, I was hoping. So right now I'm rewatching it, and I was hoping to finish the first one before we start talking about the synopsis. But oh well. Not enough time today. Let's see. The synopsis says, the dark, untold story of Steins Gate that leads with the eccentric mad scientist Okabe struggling to recover from a failed attempt at rescuing Cutie. He decides to give up and abandon his lively scientist alter ego in pursuing to forget the past. When all seems to be normal, he's seemingly pulled back into the past by meeting an acquaintance of Cutie, who tells him that they have begun testing a device that stores the memory of a human and creates a simulation of them with their characteristics and personalities. Okabe begins testing and finds out that the simulation of Kurisu has brought back anguish and some new unexpected tragedy. Zero is a side story that explores the events from the Beta Attractor Field's future that contribute in making the end of an original story possible.
And I understood absolutely none of that.
Yeah. The synopsis kind of spoiled some of the stuff. I kind of remember that something happened, but okay, yeah, this looks very interesting. It's kind of like a side story / revisiting / new story kind of thing. Continuation kind of thing. So yeah, I'm curious to see what they have in store. I doubt it's gonna be 26 episodes like the first, or 24 episodes like the first one, because
probably
that's
not
the way anime goes nowadays. But
well, especially this being a side story connected to the original story.
Yeah, so yeah, I really love Steins Gate. I'm rewatching it now, and I'm curious to see where they're gonna go with it. I recommend it to everybody because it is a very, very, the characters are very, very well developed, and I want to say that's partially because they have a longer time to establish the characters, but then also the story is also very, very intriguing. So this is one of them shows where it's like they knocked it out of the park as far as story and characters. So
gotcha.
I loved it. Can't wait to see what they got next. The next show we're going to be talking about is Sword Art Online Alternative, Gun Gale Online.
Now, is this just me on this one, or did you have this one too?
I am so far behind. I haven't watched any of The Gun Gale ones?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I know from speaking with other people about this and from reading stuff online that there is a lot of people who kind of downtrot the whole Gun Gale season 2 series because it's so obviously you're going from a fantasy realm to a very much modernized, even slightly futuristic realm of Gun Gale, and some people just did not appreciate that as much. But I kind of liked it. I think it had a lot of charm to it, and I think it did a good job. I think there was a lot of good characterization, and it definitely showed each of the characters in as they have grown up from their previous experiences. So they're not nearly as you see a change, and I think that might have been what threw a lot of people off. Is it was very much different in that regards because the characters themselves were. But anyways, the description of this one, the story follows Karen. I'm just gonna say Karen because I don't even think I can pronounce that last part. A 183 centimeter tall, 6 foot tall college student who's insecure about her height and is bad at dealing with people in the real world. She enters the world of Gun Gale online with her avatar, Ren, who is less than 150 centimeters, 5 feet tall, and wears all pink. She meets a beautiful brown-skinned female player who goes by Pitohi? They hit it off, but one day Pitohi pressures her to participate in Squad Jam, a team battle royale variation of the Bullet of Bullets tournament.
That's funny.
What?
Because it's like, as far as games go, I'm thinking in Japan, fantasy was like a really big thing. So then they made Sword Art Online, and then first-person shooters became a thing. And they're like, oh, okay, let's make a first-person shooter Sword Art Online. And then now PUBG and Fortnite are like battle royale first-person shooters, and they're like, hey, let's make a battle royale first-person shooter anime.
Well, but here's the thing though, like they were talking about when the original The Gun Gale season 2 came out, Bullet of Bullets is a battle royale.
Oh, okay.
So they originally already started doing something like this.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, I was figured it out.
No, they're just continuing it. It looks like it could be interesting. I think it'll be funny in some parts just because of the variations. I mean, obviously, talking about the girl's height, obviously they're wanting to make that as a point. So I'm sure it's going to be kind of like we'll have some situations kind of like Edward in Full Metal Alchemist about the whole height issue kind of thing going on. But the style and how it was presented, and that for originally, I really enjoyed. It was very when you're in the world of the Gun Gale and everything, it's very gritty. It's very much. I mean, you could almost think about it as a dystopia future of ours. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like taking our world and then like saying some huge disaster happened and then enhancing it about 50 years and saying, okay, this is where we're at now, kind of thing. Okay. And I think it's cool. I liked it. I liked how they did it, and even though it's a complete variation on, from what they originally started with when they did Sword Art Online, I still appreciate it. So I'm excited to get back into that world. I'm excited to see more. Even though she's holding a pink, is it a P90? Even though she's holding a pink P90 while wearing all pink and a bow tie on her head and everything, I think it's still going to be just as gritty and in your face as all the rest of them have been. So,
okay, yeah, I'm gonna check out the first episode because I just like Sword Art Online. I've seen the first couple, like maybe 1 or 2 episodes of the previous, Sword Art Online season 2. This is one of them shows where it's like I really, really liked Sword Art Online back in the day, and I kind of want to just go back and revisit it. I remember some very crazy scenes and everything, but as far as the characters, I'm starting to forget like their ideas.
Well, it seems like you don't have to worry about that for this at least, because it's a side story.
Yeah, so. For this one, it's one of them things where it's like it's just on the back burner. It's not a show that I'm hyped up for, like because it's not like if it was like Sword Art Online 0, where they're like before all of that, like find out like how Kirito became so good at games and something like that. Then I'd be like super hype, and I want to watch this first one, and then go back to watch that one. But for this one, it's not priority. It's like it's on the back burner. I'm gonna watch it to check it out because I'm not sure if Studio 3 Hertz has ever watched one. I think it was always been either A1 or Kyoto. So I'm curious to see how Studio 3 Hertz is gonna handle this one.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the fact that it is a different studio. So I'm hoping they still keep the same look and feel from the previous ones.
I like the Dimension
previous iteration.
Yeah, I like Dimension W that they did. I really like Princess Principal, and I loved Flip Flappers. So as far as the studio goes, I'm definitely on board. As far as the style and animation, it's just the story wise. I know it's gonna be from the picture. It looks like it's gonna be following all new characters. So
yeah,
I don't know. This is the first Sword Art Online alternative. So I'm like, are they gonna make like another alternative and go back to fantasy, or another alternative and they'll go to a different game genre? It'd be interesting to find out.
It would.
Yeah. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Tada-kun wa Koi wo Shinai. This
one's yours.
Yep. The synopsis for this one goes: Mitsuyoshi Tada, a boy who has never known love, is taking pictures of cherry blossoms in full bloom when he meets Teresa Wagner, a transfer student from Luxembourg. Upon arriving in Japan, she got lost, separated from her travel companion. Mitsuyoshi helps and brings her to his grandfather's coffee shop. So,
I'm just gonna say this. I was kind of curious. I thought that name sounded familiar at the studio. That sounds all sweet and very much innocent. But this is the same studio that did Myself Yourself.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch that one day. Because they've also done like super duper cute stuff like Yuri Yuri and New Game.
Just be careful about that one. Just be careful about that one.
But yeah, one reason why I'm checking it out is because it's Dogakobo. I like them. Another reason why is because it looks like it's gonna be a romance show, and I haven't been hyped for a romance show in a while, so I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I mean they have other romance ones that they've done, so obviously this is nothing new for them. But yeah, I again, anything done by this studio, that sort of synopsis, I'm like very much like, I don't know about that.
It's like no matter
you guys might be trying to sneak something here.
It's like no matter how much cotton candy and sprinkles you pour on it, I got my eye on you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm watching you now. No. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. No.
Yeah. The next show we're gonna be checking about. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Tokyo Ghoul Re.
Yeah, so you only watched the first season,
yes.
Right? Yeah. So, I'm assuming you're not wanting to watch this one until you watch at least the second season.
I might watch the first episode just to be like, hey, it's here. But, yeah, I don't know.
Probably won't continue it after that. Alright, so 2 years have passed since the CCG's raid on Antiku. Although the atmosphere in Tokyo has changed drastically due to the increased influence of the CCG, ghouls continue to pose a problem as they begin to take as they have begun taking caution, especially the terrorist organization Arogiri, who acknowledge the CCG's growing threat to their existence. The creation of a special team known as the Quink Squad may provide the CCG with the push they need to exterminate Tokyo's unwanted residents. As humans who have undergone surgery in order to make use of the special abilities of ghouls, they participate in operations to eradicate the dangerous creatures. The leader of this group, Hase Sasiki is a half-ghoul, half-human who has been trained by famed special class investigator Kashoi Arami. However, there's more to this young man than meets the eye, as unknown memories claw at his mind, slowly reminding him of the person he used to be. Just gonna say, I don't remember the main character's name in the first one, but he looks very similar to the main character in this one, except the fact that he has, like, black on his hair. Other than that, almost identical. So, I know the ending of the second season kind of left a lot of things open, and we're very much wondering what happened and how things transgressed. I don't know. This may be a completely different new character for the main character. As you can see, the guy in the middle, the white hair. So again, he has striking resemblance to the other guy. And but you know that if he is a half ghoul like the other kid was, then I could see where memories from his ghoul side could potentially cause problems, because it caused problems for this other kid too. A lot of things happen though. I do notice that the guy on the right, the blonde with the trench coat, I think he was the wasn't he? No, because I'm trying to remember characters now. He's got to be new, because I know the crazy guy, the investigator, was killed. He did have a partner, but his partner was normal looking. This guy's crazy looking.
Yeah.
So, I do see in the character lineup that they do still have Shu Tsukamiya. I don't know if that's the actual character's name or if it's the guy who voices him, but I do recognize that character. Again, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how this takes off, because this is 2 years after a major moment that happened at the end of the first one.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything about how that happened, but like the thing where it says prequel on it, and the that where you see him holding the cloth person, that was a major moment, and that was toward the end of the second season.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's interesting to see. This whole premise that they have here, I think, is very interesting on its own. Because we're taking, and I know I think I discussed this when we first watched the first Tokyo Ghoul, but it's taking a character that you don't normally see in the limelight and putting it in the limelight. Ghouls typically are not the characters that you typically would see. You know, they're like the byproducts of vampires. You would see the vampire, you wouldn't see the ghoul, you know? Or you just see him as like a lackey, not of any importance. But here, they are center stage, right in front, and this is what's happening, you know. So it's always, I think this is a very interesting premise. I'm glad that they're continuing it. I'm glad it's Studio Pierrot that's doing it again. I'm actually pretty excited about this one.
Cool. Alright. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I'm gonna watch the first episode and be like, hey, what y'all doing? And then one day when I revisit the first one, I'll watch it all the way through. The next show, and the last show we're going to be talking about, is Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
Now, before we get to that, I was kind of noticing, I don't know if this was something that they had done before, but the previous one before this one, I had to look at that one again, because I'm looking at it going, is he reaching for a carrot, or is he reaching for like some sort of corn dog? I don't get it.
Oh,
you see that picture?
wait, Gonzo?
That's also what I was noticing too.
Okay, so the show he's mentioning is called Uchu Senkan Tiramisu. Oh, wait, tiramisu is pudding.
Is that what he's reaching for?
It looks like, if it's pudding, it's for like fried pudding. That look like tempura or something.
Yeah. I was just like, that confused me to no end. I've been staring at this for like since we've started talking about like Shiyan Pin, the Chinese one. I was looking at it and I'm like, wait, is he reaching for like a carrot, or is it something fried? Looks like it's fried. I'm like, but then like when you go into it, nothing's mentioned about it.
It's a tease.
Not a damn thing. Oh, wait. No, the trailer does have something on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, he's in a mech, and he has tempura.
Oh, okay. That'd be like the worst thing to eat in space. Because it's like... And it's like... Just crumbs everywhere.
And that's what happens. That is exactly what happens. He has a bottle of soy sauce.
Oh my god. Did somebody not give him the training?
I guess not. He has a bottle of soy sauce, and it's like one of those, like a soda bottle, and he tries to put it in there so he could get it on there, because it's floating because he's in space. And, the crust of that just goes everywhere. and he freaks out. What the hell?
Oh my. Okay, now I got it. Intermission.
What the hell?
Okay.
So you're watching it? I mean, it's only a minute long.
Yeah. So actually, go ahead and go over the synopsis. Let's just bonus show.
Okay. I'm not gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong. But see, this is what the synopsis says: the human race extended its life field and greed to the vast reaches of space. In space era 0156, a war breaks out amidst all the colonies. Earth begins to construct a new space battleship called Tiramisu in secret. Just as war begins, one genius pilot steers the Tiramisu as a beacon of hope for humanity. Now, I didn't read it originally as Tiramisu until you mentioned that, but still, what the... This is the season of what the fuck. Just, seriously. So did you see that part?
Oh my god. Where's the train? It's shredded lettuce too. So
yeah,
it's like you just take it out and lettuce is everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know why. Where does that fit in? How is that supposed to be?
Where did he buy it? Did he like, oh, I gotta go into space. Let me run to the convenience store and grab me some food and then jump on the freaking space station.
No, he jumps on a freaking robot.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna pilot a robot while I'm eating my lunch, apparently.
Oh my god.
Oh.
If it's available for streaming, I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, I don't.
But I'm not gonna be happy. I hate him.
It,
so,
but
this is just like
not gonna be happy about it.
Magical Bastard Magician, that show. You remember?
Oh yeah.
I watched the trailer and he was being like he was being annoying, and I'm like, I hate him. I feel the same way about this guy. I hate him, but I'm gonna watch it.
Oh goodness.
Because the other guy ended up liking. So maybe nobody told him that you're not supposed to bring stuff like that into space. Maybe somebody was like, hey, I need your help. And he's like, help with what? I was like, oh, I'm going into space. Come here. And he's like, oh, let me grab something to eat. And the guy didn't tell him anything. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. All I know is that I'm mad at him right now.
Oh, jeez. All right,
Okay.
well, let's go back to Ume Musume now. Now that we've had that little intermission.
So, the actual last show that we're talking about is Uma Musume Pretty Derby. So, the synopsis for this is, the game's concept begins with Uma Musume, horse girls, endowed with excellent running capability, who aim to be top idols and compete in the national sports entertainment show Twinkle series. So, I don't know. The characters look kind of cute. They're like, yay.
Oh my goodness, it is. You know what? I saw the picture for this and I'm like, no, I'm good. I didn't even read the synopsis, and because of that, I also did not watch the trailer. But now that you say that, I'm watching the trailer, and oh my. I don't even know where to begin with that. Really? So now we've turned girls into horses.
My question.
And
My question. Because I don't know the exact purpose of a horseshoe, I can't really like if I look it up, I'm like maybe that'll explain it. But she's putting horseshoes on the bottom of her shoes, and I'm like,
I don't think that qualifies. I don't think that should
I'm like,
be.
shouldn't it be on the bottom of her feet? Shouldn't her shoe be a horseshoe?
Well,
I don't.
That's not the reason why I think they actually have them. I mean, I'm not a horse expert.
Yeah,
but
so I'm like,
I don't think that's the reason why.
Yeah, so I'm like, I looked at it, I'm like, isn't that redundant?
I think if they can wear a shoe, like an actual shoe, which they are wearing, I don't see why they need them.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the whole point of them, if I'm not mistaken. But literally, okay, so they are 100%, or let's say 99%. This is literally just a girl. The rest of it is they have ears and a tail. That's it. Someone could buy those and literally look like that. And yet they're horses. And they're running a I don't out of everything, I think at this point my brain has just said
enough. Cut it out.
Enough. We're done. Stop. Just stop. And so I sure normally I could process this and be like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. But at this point, my brain's just going like, all right, we're done. You've met your quota of what the fuck at this point. You've had it. You're done. Stop it. No more. I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, it says horseshoes are just protection for the hoof. So
yeah,
it's just like a shoe. So I'm like, why do you have a shoe on a shoe?
Exactly. The fact that we're like the semantics of this that we're actually discussing at this point, that boggles my mind. I'm like, wow.
They're like, that's the only thing that bugs me about it, because it's like, I'm like, oh, okay, horse girls. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. And it's like derby. And I'm like, oh, okay, they're in a racing competition. Okay, cool. And then she puts on a shoe on a shoe. And I'm like, wait a minute.
That just ruined it for you right there. Like, we're done. You're gone too far now. You're putting a shoe
I'm like,
on
wait a
shoe.
minute. Is this just for aesthetics? Cause what?
Literally, they could wear cleats and have the same thing.
Yeah. I'm like, or make the shoe in the shape of a horseshoe or something. Like
if it matters.
Or
like
like make the bottom of the sole like thicker, and then just have like this part like extra thick, and then this part be caved in, and then boom, it's the shape of a horseshoe, and it's a shoe, not a shoe with another shoe on it. That's dumb. So,
the fact that that's the one thing out of all this that completely throws you, it's just
that's where my disbelief was like, can't reach that far. Nope. Shoe on a shoe. Nope.
Oh.
So yeah.
All right. Well, I don't even. I'm brain dead at this point.
So yeah.
I can't even form words. I don't even know if I'm talking anymore. I'm just done.
Yeah, that was the 23 shows that we mentioned today. Holiday shows will be starting in April. They should probably be available on Crunchyroll.
Maybe that's why. Maybe because they're trying to do April Fools on you. That's where it comes from. That's why. They're like, haha, no. We're not doing those. April Fools.
Yeah, so those of these shows are available on Crunchyroll, Funimation, and the other one.
The other one.
We still don't know if Amazon Prime is going to be bringing in new shows, but then there's High Dive, and they're gonna get. I wouldn't be surprised if High Dive got Pretty Derby, and that would be like their exclusive, because that's the theme that they're going for. That'd be really funny.
Oh goodness.
But as usual, we will be back in a month to talk about
closing for winter.
Yes, I'm kind of confused. I feel like we may have skipped the episode.
No.
But If not, we'll be talking about our first impressions. No, we didn't. No. Okay,
no.
we're good. I remember now. Okay.
We're good.
Yes, we'll be talking about our final impressions for the winter season.
Yes.
Then,
No, you mean I'll be talking about my final impressions for the winter season? You'll be talking about the winter season.
yeah, most likely. That's been the theme these last 9 months. But, yeah, we will be back in a month to talk about the final thoughts for the winter season. You can also listen to this podcast in audio form on iTunes, Google Play, and a couple other places that I'm trying to figure out. But yeah. So as always, this has been Big D and Shade from Takoyaki Anime, and we will see y'all next time. Bye.
Well, mostly your initial thoughts for him, because I don't have a whole lot of thoughts for him, because unfortunately couldn't find a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody didn't tell me that they're on Amazon. Awesome world. It's every little kid's fantasy, honestly. Everyone has superpowers. I mean, some of them are greater than others, but everybody has superpowers. How freaking